What's he do? Okay, so what's going on with the Vince in the sale?
All right, so my understanding is this. Now I'm saying this
just real quick. How did the story about the sale to the Saudis come to? How did that start trending?
This is exactly what I was going to start with. So
cool.
The guy that broke it, I'm not a big fan of. So I'm only putting that out there, not to bury anybody, but just to tell you, I'm not a fan of this person. I don't like them at all. But I'm going to protect them here in this segment. I'm going to defend someone I don't like. Which
is that the Sports Illustrated guy?
The Body Slam guy.
That's what we do on this show with you. Nothing.
Yeah, they don't like me. BodySlam.net doesn't like me either. They bury me alive. So
yeah, so I don't like the guy, but I believe that he was worked there. So my understanding is this: Saudi Arabia. There's an interesting fact that I learned this week. Do you know the only person who's ever put two people that have ever put in an actual offer to buy WWE, like actual monetary issue, monetary,
like of an offer, like if there's we'll give you who?
Yeah, hardcore, concrete offers. Two people.
Who?
Donald Trump, and Tony Khan.
Yeah.
So Tony Khan just made an offer.
Yeah.
Was that an old offer?
Offer in 2017. Yeah.
Did he really?
It says from what was that called? The Wall Street Journal's sister publication, whatever. That Tony and his dad are in the mix to buy WWE as far as the potential buyers go right now. But I don't know if that's accurate.
Well, my before we get to the story, I'm just going to say this. Maybe you'll talk about this. My thing is, if the Saudis are involved in wanting to purchase, I don't know how anybody can outbid them. That would be my take, because that.
Well, it just depends how much they want to pay too. Maybe they're not willing to.
They got a fund of $600 billion to work, and like they overpay for everything. You know what I'm saying? They're paying, bro. They're paying. Let me give you a perfect example.
Yeah.
Last year, the Live golfers, they were given like $2 million to a guy to win the tournament, right? The Masters is like 1.4. The PGA like way more than like the regular ones. This year, they're doubling the prize pool, and they don't even have a TV deal in the United States. So if the Saudis want this, and if it's a money deal, I don't know how anybody can outbid them. But go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, a lot. The big thing that people need to understand: a lot of stuff that Saudis do will make a loss, but the long term reasoning for it is to put Saudi in the media, to be able to advertise their country on these programs and whatnot.
Better their image.
Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah. Some of it's basically a different way to buy advertising. It's the modern day way of buying an advert by buying these companies. That's essentially what it is. So in this situation, now the Saudis are the front runners still. So whether this deal is done or not, I don't know. Now, there's a lot of problems with doing it now, which I'll get to in a minute. But my understanding in terms of this guy that got the news, I believe it was leaked out. The WWE wanted dirt sheets to report it, and here's the reason. Vince McMahon, it is believed by the shareholders, is not looking out for the best interest of the WWE by returning. That's their belief.
And they're suing him, right?
Sorry?
They're suing him now, right?
They're potentially suing him, yeah.
Okay.
And if they do, they're suing him on the grounds that if he's not looking out for the best interest of the company, that means he's not fulfilling his fiduciary responsibilities for the company. And if you do not fulfill your fiduciary responsibility as a chairman, you can get sued by your shareholders. Now, the reason the Saudi story is different, by saying that they are going to buy the company, or even that they're in the mix to buy the company, because everybody knows, as Disco just said, before I even said it, that wasn't planned. If they want to buy it, they'll buy it. If they want to bid for it, they'll bid more than everybody else. And the shareholders know that. And the shareholders' lawsuit will be squashed as soon as they purchase it, because the company's private. There's no shareholders. There's nothing like that. It's the safest way to sell. It's almost a threat, because you turn around and go, okay, you're going to sue me. I'm going to sell to them and then,
for the highest price.
Right.
So how could I be right? How could I be to have no fiduciary responsibility if I'm selling it to make you all the most money? Obviously, right?
Okay, guys, I got a quick question. So if in fact Shad and Tony Khan, wouldn't that fall under like antitrust monopoly rules?
No, because it's not a sports franchise. It's an entertainment franchise.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not applicable. It's not applicable.
I think Vince has already been sued over antitrust for buying up all the territories and everything, and I think they found out that it was like, I think they got beat. Like this, they said it wasn't antitrust. I may be wrong, but just keep going, Billy.
Yeah, so essentially, that putting that out there was letting people know, whilst also squashing it at the same time for reasons I'll speak about in a second, putting it out there to the shareholders that this is where we can sell to. Now, if they go to NBC, if they go even to Tony Khan and his dad potentially, they may still be a publicly traded company. Definitely, if NBC buy it, everything's going to be transparent. The whole deal is going to be transparent. The value of the company is going to continue to be transparent because it's just going to be an NBC property and it will trade alongside the numbers for NBC. So if NBC buy it, everything's above board. And with that as well, there could potentially be, a future job for Stephanie. Triple H could remain there. Vince could have a role, all things of that nature. The nuclear option is Saudi. Now, the Saudi makes the most money. It gets rid of the lawsuits and it gets Nick Khan the biggest payout because, as I've always said, that's what Nick Khan is there to do. Nick Khan will make around about 10% of the sale. I'm led to believe that there's about $50 million in this for Nick Khan, who already left a job where he was paid $5 million a year just to do his job, which was to negotiate deals for CIA or CAA, whatever they're called. So, at this point, that's what that is. Now, the reason that was squashed by certain people is because we have WrestleMania coming around. You're going to have a situation where the likes of The Rock and John Cena are not going to do the show. You want The Rock there. The Rock wants to be there. Even if The Rock knows it's going to Saudi, he wants them to say they're not going to Saudi so he can pretend he didn't hear it, because his main objective is to talk about the XFL when he can get back onto WWE television. He can't justify being on WWE television if they're selling to the Saudis, and John Cena has absolutely no reason to be there at all. So that's going to be...
I've heard that. Well, what's John Cena's heat with the Saudis?
Just that
he's like he does the China thing, but he won't do the Saudi thing?
Right.
Well, with China, there isn't that human rights record that's clear to see. In terms of China, it may be there, and there is, because there's Islamic prison camps there. There's Islamic prison camps. But
Uyghurs or whatever.
Yeah, the Uyghurs, the Uyghur Muslims. Yeah.
But it's not a part of their religion. Like being, some of the sexist stuff, some of the misogyny, etc., that's tied to Islam, which is believed by the Saudis, is just rules. It's rules. It's open. It's wide open rules and religion. So,
but look at how, like, this is a little sidebar here. Your boy Ronaldo, they're letting the Saudis are letting Ronaldo live with his living girlfriend while he plays Sting. That's against the law there.
Yeah, but Cena wrestled at Saudi Arabia. Don't forget, he only didn't wrestle after the journalist got killed.
Right. Oh, is that what it is? He's protesting the shot. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. Remember, he wrestled. He once wrestled Triple H in Saudi.
Oh, okay.
So moving forward with that, I believe the Saudis are in the hunt. I believe at the moment WWE have done a leak to get their shareholders to back off, and they've squashed it as well to make sure that WrestleMania goes ahead as planned. If the Saudis buy it, I expect an announcement at the press conference in May, which is going to be the press conference to announce the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. Instead, they're going to announce that alongside the sale of the WWE, which is going to make that first Saudi show absolutely massive. Like, you're going to get 2 WrestleManias basically 3 months apart. That's where I believe it's going to be done. I don't think anything's going to get announced in the next 3-4 months. Or it's not 3-4 months, but yeah, it is. Sorry, 3-4 months. I believe they'll get past Mania. And then once they get to that press conference in Saudi Arabia, then you'll know whether the Saudis have bought it or not. But I believe it's going to be very difficult for people to compete with them. And at the same time, everything gets swept under the rug. All the sexual allegations, all the shareholders wanting to sue for the fiduciary responsibility and whatnot, all of that goes away because it becomes a private company owned by Saudis, and there's nothing you can do. Everybody just gets their money and everybody walks away with their money, and the Saudis own it. And Vince will probably still have a job as well. Like, that's the other thing as well. Nick Khan and Vince will still have jobs.
Let me ask you this, because I saw Raj tweet this, but Eric Bischoff echoed this could be a problem. If the Saudis do buy, right, how is that going to affect the potential for the new TV deal? Because, bro, Live Golf is having trouble getting a TV deal here in the United States.
This is not an obstacle because Vince even said one of the things that's been floating around this week is that he's come back to secure the new rights deal rather than the sale. But I believe that there are people who will buy the rights to this. despite the fact that it'll be Saudi owned. The desperation for live content. Look, WWE is a proven commodity, more so than Live Golf, because WWE. The problem with Live Golf is divisive with the golf fans. Even the golf fans don't want Live Golf because you have half of the players speaking out against it. That's the problem. With us being in this very, very woke world and everybody's like afraid of criticism, what's with half of the golfers, especially Rory McIlroy and even Tiger Woods, are saying that Live Golf is appalling, not just because of the Saudis, but just as a concept. They're critical of the players that have joined Live Golf. That's the problem with Live Golf. It's the politics behind it. Nobody in the WWE is going to speak out against the WWE because they'll be fired. Nobody's going to leave on the basis of this and speak out about the fact they're going to be there. The publicity isn't going to be the same as Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods. I mean, wrestling fans may not want to believe this, but they are bigger names than Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, right?
Yeah.
These are bigger names. So when they speak out against Live Golf and the whole sport is divided, it doesn't make it a solid investment. Eventually, Live Golf will be bought out because streaming services are absolutely desperate, and streaming services are the front runners for WWE. I believe that deal is done, and I believe there are reassurances from whoever the front runner is. I believe it to be Apple TV. But whoever the front runner is, whether I'm right or wrong, that deal is going to be done. They're desperate for WWE. Those streaming contents, they want live sports. What did Peacock pay for NFL? It's just stupid, isn't it? Like, so, and they get the games on Thursday, but they pay, I believe it works out to $79 million a game every Thursday. So that's live sport. Like, that's what people want. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, you want to get into some sports talk?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cody, take the thing off now.
That's been our hot news. Right. Enjoy the rest of the show. Boom.